guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing good. Happy Monday. Let's take a look at the full moon chart, the full moon in Virgo that occurred on March 18th at 3:18 a.m. on the East Coast, 12:18 a.m. here where I'm at in Mountain Standard Time. And it was in Virgo, full moon in Virgo, opposite the sun in Pisces, coming out of Pisces season. Talked about all of the Pisces energy several times last month, and you know what that means and how it's important to go with the flow and dream big and have faith that if there's confusion or there are weakened boundaries or things going on that you can't quite put your finger on. Good time during the last month, just sort of go with the flow and realize that your perceptions may not be exactly clear, and it's probably not a good time to set specific plans in motion, but really just to kind of create things and absorb the energy and let it pass in and out of you. It's kind of like swimming in a fishbowl, the Pisces fish, going in different directions. It's like, which way do I go? I'm not really sure. Well, the full moon in Virgo is coming in to sort of bring us in back down into our body from floating out there in the ethers in whatever form that was for you, and start to be able to make practical sense out of everything that we've experienced or what has gone on for us in the last month, and what we want to do to integrate or not integrate those things into our daily life. What makes practical sense? What feels good for me? Paying attention to your physical body and your day-to-day routines. The Virgo full moon is an opportunity for us to be able to do that, coming out of all of this Pisces watery energy. There is a lot of Uranus energy at play, and was during the entire month, with all of this with the planets that we've had in Aquarius ruled by Uranus and squaring Taurus, where Uranus is sitting. We could have had some curveballs come at us in the last month, in the last few weeks specifically. And those things come during a time where it could create even a bigger cloud of confusion. Very strange things could have come out of nowhere, or we could have experienced and exciting and new ideas and tried to put them into logical plans and perspectives, and maybe we're having difficulty with that. That Uranus energy is still heavy in play, so we could still see some surprises, still have a little bit of a push of intuition or insight that can help us, start to plan and put things into action. As the sun moves into Aries, we'll get a little bit of a burst of physical energy to actually start doing things, which is good, that some of this Pisces energy is going to start to burn off. It's great for dreaming and expanding our spirituality and our consciousness, but in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day world, it could have been a little bit scattered, unpredictable, and confusing. So go again, like I said during the new moon, going with the flow and just creating and dreaming things up and having faith is really good. So now things should start to settle, and we can move into some practical planning. I'm going to go through the signs and where this full moon is actually, what areas of life is actually affecting for each sign. Your rising sign, if you're an Aries rising, this full moon, it hits your 12th house of your subconscious, of what's hidden, of your fears, secrets, things like that. Taurus, 11th house of hopes and dreams, friends and acquaintances. If you're a Gemini, this full moon is affecting your 10th house of your reputation and your career. If you're a Cancer, this is hitting your 9th house of truth, belief, where you stand, what you learn, what you want to learn, your experiences. If you're a Leo, this full moon happened in your eighth house of um, of shared resources, intimate relationships, death. You could have experienced something like that. I hope not, but it's possible. Anything in that area, things that are deeply hidden, things that you could be fearful of, you're not wanting to talk about or deal with. Could have been a month of really serious contemplation in that area. If you are a Virgo, this full moon happened in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. If you're a Libra, this happened in your sixth house of health and day to day routines. For Scorpio, this hit your fifth house of creativity and children and joy, pleasure. If you are Sagittarius, the full moon hit your fourth house of the home and family. If you're a Capricorn, the full moon affects your third house of communication, ideas, learning, short trips, anything in along those lines. Your siblings, extended relatives. If you are an Aquarius, this full moon hits your second house of earned income, resources, and what you value. And if you are a Pisces, this full moon hit your first house of the self, and how you present and interact in your relationships. So, interested to hear how this full moon culmination is affecting you at this point? Drop something in the comments. I'm going to be talking about the Aries, the beginning of Aries season, which in astrology and in the horoscopes, the zodiacs, is the new year. It begins a new astrological year. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so we'll be talking about Aries energy, which is a little bit more uplifting than the Pisces energy that we are just coming out of, or at least where the sun is, because we still have a lot of Pisces going on here for a while. And I am going to be starting a series of videos about how to look in your birth chart for your ancestral history, childhood traumas, anything that you can find it in your chart. You can find your entire history in your chart. And the reason that I know this is because I was adopted and I never knew anything about my family of origin. And when I first started learning about astrology, and what the houses represented and how you could actually find the story of you as a child and through your adult, and then of course how you interact with that throughout your life, it confused me because I couldn't find in my chart specifically the description of my parents, the parents that raised me. And as I learned more about my own chart and about astrology in general, it started to become clearer and clearer that I could actually see and find information about my biological family in my chart, which was just mind blowing to me. And so I want to talk a lot about that because I know there are a lot of folks out there that are searching for answers regarding their childhood and the trauma that may have come along with that affects them as an adult. But also, if they didn't know their parents, kids that were adopted, either lost one or the other parent, or maybe in foster care, that they have no information in terms of their family of origin. And so I want to talk about that and share my story with you because number one, it's one of the reasons why I started to explore astrology. And two, because I think there are a lot of people out there like me that have a need for answers about their childhood or their family of origins. They're very interested in their ancestry. So I will start talking about that soon, showing examples of my chart and my own story. I would really love it if you would join me in doing that and exploring, how we can come back to ourselves and find out a lot about who we are and where we came from. It was really valuable for me, and it continues to be valuable for me. So thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I hope the full moon has been good for you. I hope everybody's feeling a little bit more energetic. And I will see you very, very soon. May the stars forever be in your favor. I'll talk to you next time.